guys, in today's video, I'm planning on redrawing some old drawings again. This time they are ones from this notebook that I used to call sketchbook in middle school because I didn't have a sketchbook. So there's a lot of interesting drawings in this. I think at one point, maybe in like 8th grade or something, I made a video where I flipped through it, kind of like a sketchbook tour. It's very old and cringy, not very great quality, so I don't recommend watching it, but if you want to make fun of me, you can go watch it if you want. Anyways, so I'm going to be just flipping through it real quick, and there's some very special art in this, and then I'm gonna pick 2 of these and then actually draw them. Okay. Okay, this is actually not that bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is low-key terrifying. What the heck is that? This is also kind of scary. Again. What was wrong with me? Oh, it's so edgy.
Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
What is up? What? That face. Okay. Okay, this is actually kind of cool.
Tonight will be the night.
Oh, so emo. Okay. I actually kind of like this. I'm married. Well, that's all in this book. So after looking through that notebook, I ended up landing on 2 drawings that I wanted to redraw. The first one was sort of this colorful, I think it was a Gacha life thing or something that I ended up drawing. There's a story behind that one. And then the second one I ended up picking was kind of it was kind of like, I guess, a ninja fox girl. I don't know. These 2 drawings I feel like very much so encapsulate me as a middle schooler, so I think they fit. I thought they'd be the most interesting to redraw, so they're the ones I ended up picking. But anyways, I'm gonna be quiet now, so you won't have to listen to me yap anymore. Enjoy peace and quiet. So the first drawing I decided to redraw was that colorful, kind of weird, sort of like, it's like a hybrid creature girl, I don't even know. So this one, I think I'm gonna kind of explain some of the story behind this one. I think what I did, I don't remember if I think it was, I made like a satire thing, I don't remember, it was a long time ago. It was on one of those, like TikTok clones back like a couple of years ago, like 2018 or something. I was basically doing like a satire on the like hated child, like Gacha, the cringy Gacha thing, like the hated child that's a hybrid wolf, angel, demon thing. So that's what that was. I don't remember much about that, but it was interesting. So that's what that kind of is. Okay, so apparently I found the original videos for it. It was on Likey. So I guess that was a TikTok clone it was on. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll show you the clip right now. As far as drawing this, I wanted to do a different pose. This is because the original drawing, she's just kind of standing there, because how most of my drawings were back in the day, and sometimes still are, because I don't know how much better I've gotten as far as posing. Not much better. But I wanted to kind of push myself more for that. And I think the sketch was fine. Like, it didn't look too stiff and everything, but for some reason whenever I went in and actually did the line art and added more detail, it ended up looking kind of stiff and weird. There's something wrong with how I drew the lower body whenever I added more details to it. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at drawing the lower body. I need to work on that because it's, I don't know why. I need to, I'm 18 years old and I can't even draw the legs, apparently. And I've been drawing since I was like 4, which is really sad and pathetic. I don't know, I was thinking about like how it looks. It just, whenever I add the skirt especially, it doesn't look right. I don't know. I need to study more like to draw legs and stuff because I'm not very good at it. Overall, it's fine though. I'm just a little upset that the legs didn't quite turn out how I wanted. But honestly, overall, it's okay. I also kind of had to figure out how to draw wings. I kind of know how to draw wings, but I also know that those wings definitely aren't anatomically correct. Nor do I think that's how you're supposed to draw wings. I haven't drawn wings in a while, so I was having a hard time. I was trying to get the structure right in the sketch, so that way I can, whenever I add the feathers and stuff, it won't look as weird. But it kind of looks weird. So that's fun. Another thing that I kind of struggled with this drawing was drawing the tights and kind of coloring them in. For some reason, it looks really weird, especially because of how I shaded it. I don't like it. I've been realizing lately how I shade is not the greatest, so I've been thinking about trying to improve my shading. I might actually I might do a full-fledged video on that. As you'll see later on, I kind of learned some more things about how do you shade and lighting and stuff. I've definitely tried to imply that more in my art, or not imply, oh my goodness, that's not the right word. First, when I drew this, I didn't have any lighting. It was just kind of just the orange background. And I didn't really bother to do anything. But then when I went to the next drawing, you'll see in the next drawing, I did a lot more with the lighting and the shading, so it just looks better. And then I went back to this and was like, this is pathetic. This just looks sad in comparison. So I ended up trying to add some a lighting situation in it to make it look prettier. And while I think it looks fine, it could be better. So yeah, I definitely tried, but it doesn't quite make sense. I think there's a few spots where the lighting doesn't make sense, but especially on the wings, I did not know how to cast lighting on the wings, so it looks kind of strange. Anyways, I think this drawing actually turned out okay. I kind of like how I did some of the coloring on it. I think the colors were really unique and interesting. And now for the next drawing, I picked the, what's it called? It's like the ninja fox girl. I'm not really sure about this one. I don't remember much about it. I don't know if probably most people have not been watching this channel for very long, but like I've had this channel for a long time, so there's a lot of junk on this channel. But originally, Jamie, which is one of my OCs, she was a very different character. She was kind of like a self-insert character, and she was like a fox girl. But she's definitely different now. She's not a self-insert at all, and she's not a fox girl. But originally, I think this is who it's supposed to be, but I could be wrong. It could just be a random fox ninja girl. I don't know. Who knows? With me as a middle schooler, I'm not really sure. But it felt so me, and something I would definitely have done as a middle schooler that I was like, yeah, I have to redraw this. So originally in the drawing, there's kind of this bunny in her head. She's kind of looking up at it. She has her sword in hand. I think she has her sword in hand. Does she? I don't remember. That's what I drew anyways whenever I redrew it. But I basically did the same thing, but I thought, you know what? She needs a background. There needs to be a background to this. This is where all the fun began, okay? Because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna do some perspective. Okay, listen guys, I don't know how correct this perspective is. It's probably kind of wrong. Just looking at it, I know it's not right, but I tried, and I tried to apply what I know about perspective. But then again, that's quite limited. I also was thinking like, I was kind of thinking like a dark alleyway sort of thing, although it didn't end up being very dark. I didn't think about that whenever I actually got to the coloring and the shading and stuff. I ended up making all the windows that I drew have a light on. So it's not a very dark alleyway, but it is an alleyway nonetheless. I feel like this adds more story to it, because originally she's just kind of on the paper, which is fine because it was just me sketching for fun. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna be extra and make a background. I will say one of the things that gave me a lot of trouble was the brick wall. I don't use Procreate very often. That's what I use for this video, because I've just started getting more into Procreate, and I was having trouble figuring out how do I draw this and then put it on the wall, like the wall that I have already drawn. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but I was trying to kind of mesh it on there because I thought that would be the easiest, and it was, but it also wasn't. I accidentally messed up several times, accidentally putting it on the wrong layer. Ended up doing weird stuff where a bunch of the lines ended up overlapping each other, and it was a lot of hard work just to draw a brick wall, and in the end, I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think the perspective on the bricks is quite right. But it looks fine. It's, I don't know, I got kind of lazy because, like I said, I spent days trying to figure it out. This whole video took me forever, mainly just because of this drawing. It took me so long. It was so frustrating too. There were times where I almost quit because I got so mad at the brick wall. But yeah, it was, when I figured it out, I was quite happy. I also tried to play with some texturing as well in this. I wanted to try to give some of the objects in the background more texture. Like, I tried to make the big metal trash can in the back, like, well, it's not a trash can, it's a dumpster, but I don't know why I said trash can. The dumpster in the back, I tried to give it kind of a metallic look to it, and instead of it being like plasticky, because I was thinking about how a lot of times when I shade things, it looks plasticky, like her hoodie. It looks kind of plasticky to me. So I'm trying to figure out how to shade things in a way that doesn't make everything look like plastic. I don't know if that makes any sense. I also tried to do that with like the bricks as well. I kind of added a bit of a textured brush to them over top, so that way to kind of make them look like bricks. I also had a lot of fun with shading on this one and lighting, as you will know. I've been practicing a lot of lighting and shading recently in some of my pieces. But the one thing that always struck me kind of funny about them is that they always looked very desaturated and almost muddy looking. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna use a more vibrant color underneath whenever I do the layer for kind of the darker, like the shade. I don't know how to describe what I mean, but like how I like to shade is I like to have sort of the shadows already placed in a way. So I put like an overlay layer of a color, usually a darker color, so that way it can kind of be like that's the darkness, because I've been doing a lot of drawings that are kind of a night scene. So I did that, and then I added the lighting in afterwards, and I find that works better. I don't know, it makes it I feel like whenever because what I used to do when I was younger was I would kind of just do the shading over top of everything. I don't know, not over top. I don't know how to explain it. I would get like the airbrush and I would take a darker color and kind of just put that and just be like, okay, this is the shadows. I don't know how to describe it. I might have an image or something I can put up to show you kind of what I mean of like an example. And I'm not saying this is always a bad thing to do. There might be times where you should do this, but in most of the situations where I did it, it did not look good and it looked really weird. It looked kind of muddy and messy, and it didn't really look like shadows. It just, I don't know how to describe it. It just looks like I threw a bunch of spray paint on top of it. So I think that this method is better, at least for me. But yeah, I actually had fun shading and doing the lighting. It was actually quite fun on this piece. I think that's part of this piece that I actually enjoyed the most. Otherwise, everything else was really irritating me. So here is our comparison between the old and new version.
Yo, baby, help this baby boo learn a few lessons in my life. You can donate so that way the baby boo learns lessons. And one of them being that you cannot trust no one. Especially this woman, seeing that she's kidnapping him right now and she's wearing everything that I usually wear. So yeah, bye peoples.